How's it going, guys? It's Al once again right here talking to you about a DraftKings lineup for Monday Night Football Week 8. We got a game between the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. Going to Buffalo, where we usually know that Gronkowski has smashed, but Gronk is questionable for this game. We're going to have to monitor that all the way through Monday until inactive to find out if he's going to play, because it's going to affect a few things. One, Gronkowski being in or out directly affects Julian Edelman and his projection. In the, there's been 27 games that the two of them have been on New England since 2015. 19 of those games they've both played, and in the 9 that Gronkowski hasn't played, Edelman has seen over a 10% bump in his PPR points per game over those other 9 games. So if Gronk is out, I really like Edelman on this slate, but let's break down the entire thing. First of all, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you clicking on these single game showdown links. I love you showing up for these videos. We're almost at 15,000 subscribers on the channel. So if you're somebody who's been here the entire football season and viewing some of the NBA content as well, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for coming back. If you're new, please click the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and hit that notifications bell, because I come out with a ton of new videos all throughout the week. And I'd love to see you guys back here. So thank you for coming. Let's get to the video real quick. We'll go through all these different guys. As you know, on DraftKings, they have a captain. Captain gets 1.5. He's also 1.5x'd on salary. The big tournament this week is the $10 $1 million Halloween series, $250K to first. Now, unless you have a vastly differentiated lineup where maybe you're playing a $200 guy like Aldrick Robinson a few weeks ago for Minnesota, or the week that Baker Mayfield took over at quarterback and people played the backup quarterback in those. These are people that make a lot of different lineups. Like, you know what, I'm going to put a few in there with this other guy that nobody else is going to have to totally differentiate. You're probably going to split first place. I took down one a few weeks ago. I think it was 3 weeks ago, week 5, where I took first place in that one, and it was split 130 something ways, 140 ways. So they add up the prizes from first until the end of the tie. So first place prize through the 140th place prize, they add all that up, then they split it equally amongst those people that tied for the lead. So this is kind of the way that showdown slates break down. It's one game. You're only playing 6 spots. There's a lot of overlap on these slates, not a lot of ways to differentiate. So in my opinion, I suggest that you play them very casually. I have way less money in play for the showdown slates than I have on the main slates. They're fun to play, the GPPs, to have something to root for as the games are going on. Gives you something to pull for when the game gets in the fourth quarter. If you have a sweat in a tournament, it just kind of makes the game a lot more fun. And that's how I play these slates. I play the Sunday slates to make money. I play these showdown slates to have a little bit of fun, hopefully make some money. But there's a lot of variance involved, a lot more variance in a single game set than in a 10 or a 12 or a 16 game set. So let's just look at some of the guys that we got. First of all, Buffalo's been a good defense this year. Kind of don't care, because Tom Brady's going to be the dude. He's probably going to be the guy that you're going to want to captain. There's one other player that I think is captain viable for head-to-head games, for cash games. You know, the cash games to me are defined as anything that pays out 33% or more of the prize pool. So triple ups, 3-man games, head-to-heads, double ups, 50-50s, all cash games. Tom Brady going to be probably one of the most popular captains tomorrow. Probably the highest owned player on the slate as well. Second captain spot for me, if you want to go with somebody else who has been tremendous so far this year and should see an elevated workload because of the injury to Sony Michel. Yes, they're going to have another player filling into that spot. You know, there is going to be another running back. It's Kenyon Barner. Guy went to Oregon a while ago. Not really a banger, but he's going to fill that role. I could see James White picking up a little bit more of the market share of the runs and remain his steady role in the passing game. I mean, he's getting wide receiver usage and wide receiver 1 usage, right? 10 targets, 7 targets, 14 targets, 10 targets. The last month, this guy's just been ridiculous. Getting kind of, I've referenced this a few times, right? That Christian McCaffrey workload from 2017, where a player is going to get between 5 and 11 carries, like 11 being a lot, and then they're going to get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 targets in the passing game. That's kind of the role that Tariq Cohen has been in this year. It's the role that James White has been in this year, and it's a tremendously profitable role in terms of daily fantasy. especially on DraftKings with full PPR. You can really take advantage at a running back spot. In Showdown, it doesn't really matter. You just want points. And in terms of my head-to-head games, when I'm playing them on Showdown slates, I want to make sure that I've got the highest projected players in that captain spot. So for me, the two captains for cash are going to be Brady and James White. Edelman could be captain viable if Gronk isn't there. He is questionable. You know, he said he wants to play. He's from Buffalo. If you look at his stats in Buffalo over the last few years, he kind of crushes there. We'll know before game time here. So a lot of range. Not really somebody I want to use in captain outside of tournaments. In GPPs, I will have Gronkowski at captain. In cash games, not so much. Josh Gordon, another guy that I'd be willing to use in the captain spot for a GPP here. He's getting all the lip service from Tom Brady, right? Like, he's getting the thing, you know, we haven't had very many wide receivers. We have a very complex system here in New England. I'm channeling Tom Brady here. We have a very complex system here in New England, and it's hard for wide receivers to come in and understand all the verbiage and understand all the routes and the options and where we're going to go off of these and the hot routes. And Josh Gordon, boom, picked it up real quick. High football IQ on him. Not since like Randy Moss have the Patriots gleamed about a wide receiver pickup as they have about Josh Gordon. And he's got Tom Brady's trust right now. So you're looking for people that can score you 2 touchdowns to be in that captain spot. Josh Gordon, definitely one of those. Gronkowski, one of those. James White, one of those. Edelman, less so to me. Only other guy that I would consider who's on Buffalo to be in the captain spot would be LaShawn McCoy. He's cleared concussion protocol. We'll see how good he's going to be Monday night. He's rested, I guess. He only played a couple of plays last week before getting knocked out of that game. There's just no Bills that I really want to have a lot of exposure to on this slate, right? So looking at a couple of builds, right? So like if we throw Tom Brady in there, we probably are going to want to have Rob Gronkowski with him. We're definitely going to want to have James White, one of the highest projected guys on the slate. We're going to have to find a way, we just are, to fit all this, right? We only have 3.8K left, so we're going to have to find somebody who's cheap that we can fill in here. Charles Clay at 2,400. Zay Jones has been getting a very solid amount of work in games. Now, is the upside there? I mean, maybe he can catch a touchdown. He's a big receiver, but like the Bills don't really have that much of a point expectation this week. But for the price at 2,600, I think that Zay Jones is viable. I also think that Charles Clay somewhat viable as well. We're looking for targets here. We're looking for volume, guys that are on the field and going to get a lot of snaps. So Zay Jones here for me, Charles Clay here. That leaves us 6,500. Can't afford LaShawn McCoy. Might have to come off of Charles Clay in that lineup. God, there's just nothing. There's legit nothing. I mean, I guess we could play the Bills D and leave some money on the table. God, that's ugly. Sony Michel out. Obviously, we said that Barner's going to be filling in for him. Can we upgrade one of these guys to 3,300? We can get Buffalo's kicker. You know, like that's one route to go. You can come off of Gronkowski because outside of scoring touchdowns, the volume really has not been there for him this year. We can get off of this here. We can go maybe up to Gordon and kind of have the same look in a lineup. Can we get him in there? And then at 2,100, Bills D if you want to. I mean, usually it's kind of like spitting into the wind to play the defense against the offensive players. But on a single game showdown slate, if they can get a kick return for a touchdown or sack Brady and scoop a fumble and go the other way, that's really all that you're looking for there. Andre Holmes not getting very much usage at all. 2 targets a game the last 3. Cordero Patterson is interesting. And for this reason, he's getting some run on offense, but not very much. But at 1,400, you can kind of do this, right? You can pair him and look for a double dip with the Patriots defense. The Patriots defense is kind of priced up. If Patterson returns a kick or a punt for a touchdown, you get the 6 points for CPAT, and you get the 6 points for the return on the Patriots D in a tournament. That could go a long way. Chris Hogan, 4,600, kind of rounds out this lineup, or Gostkowski at 3,400, kind of rounds out this lineup. In my opinion, I think that there's a few guys that are important. I mean, you could get that lineup by going with White in the captain spot, really. Because that would save you that. Go to there, go here. You can get McCoy, right? Maybe Zay Jones and then Patterson, right? You got 2,300. Murphy, not really interested. Bills D, not interested. Probably going to be Patterson there and look to upgrade somewhere else. So there's a few different builds, but they're all going to be New England heavy for me. I want at least 4 New England players in a lot of my lineups for this Monday night slate. I'll take shots with McCoy, maybe a guy that can catch a touchdown pass if they're chasing and maybe get some elevated targets against New England, but kind of a straightforward Monday night slate because it's not, in my opinion, going to be a very competitive game. The spread is massive on this one, and New England is by far the better team, having shares of the Bills or the New England defense most definitely in play. At least for me, right? With as inaccurate and as out of football, to be blunt, as Derek Anderson has been. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys for being here. Click a like on this one, and we will be back tomorrow. Well, actually, it's Sunday when I'm recording this, so tomorrow's Monday, probably when you're watching it. Look out for my NBA First Look. We're going to have a recap of the Sunday slate and how my teams did, how my article did, as well as the First Look for Week 9. So be sure to check the channel for all those videos as they post on Monday, and I'll catch up to you guys later. Bye!